Hello Flosstube, it's me Brittany. I'm back. I promised you I'd be back to give you this video, and I know it's a little late, but here I am. I finally have some time to do it. This is a video all about the Ingleside Imaginarium Birthstone Dragons SAL that I have released in my Etsy store. Yes, it is finally released. It's up for sale in my Etsy store, and I thought I would make this video to tell you a little bit more about it and what it finally is, and some frequently asked questions that I've received about it so far. If you are interested after seeing this video to purchase the pattern, I'm going to put the link in the description below this video to my Etsy store so you can find it. I'll also list the link to my store right here. It is www.etsy.com/shop/Ingleside Imaginarium, and you can find it on there. So without further ado, let's talk about it. So the pattern went live a few weeks ago. I believe it was on the 11th of December, and it is a PDF pattern. Right now there is not a hard copy pattern available for sale. I just don't know that I would have time to send out updated copies of the pattern through actual mail each month. I'm still working my 3 jobs aside from all of the crafty Etsy store stuff that I do, including pattern designing. So I've been very busy, and the new year is looking maybe a little better, but still pretty darn busy. So it is a PDF download. The idea behind this is a lot like the other mystery year-long stitch-alongs that other companies have put up for sale, and following what kind of has come before it. Each new part of the pattern, which in this case, each new dragon, is going to be released on the 1st of the month it corresponds with, because the Birthstone Dragons, of course, are all based on the birthstones of each month. So each month you will get a new dragon, I think they're all adorable. A new dragon that has the colors of the month's respective birthstone. So for example, I actually have my stitched model over here, what I have so far, and I'm going to go ahead and show you Garnet. I've been showing previews all year of the Garnet dragon, and I showed him as a preview so that people would know what to expect from the rest of the dragons this year, and aren't going quite so blindly into the purchase. But for example, the Garnet Dragon has actually the DMC garnet tones, as well as some brighter fiery colors, orange colors, to represent kind of the different shades of garnet that happen in real life. So each month you'll get a new dragon that has those colors of the birthstone. June, October, and December both have 2 options for birthstones. June has June has a pearl coloration as well as an alexandrite coloration. October has a tourmaline coloration as well as an opal coloration, and then December has a turquoise coloration as well as a blue zircon coloration. So when those months come along, if you have a preference to one or the other, you'll be able to pick. Let's see what else about this SAL. One of the things I was asked is if the price is per dragon or for the whole thing. It is for the entire year. So after you make your first purchase, no worries, you don't need to worry about it the rest of the year. I'll be using the email that is linked to your Etsy account, or an alternate email that you need to update with me and provide me to deliver a new version of the PDF on the 1st of each month through email. So once you pay the first time, then you are good the rest of the year. And one of the other most of the other questions I got regarded the actual pattern itself. So I'll go ahead and show you my stitched model that I have. And if you are a subscriber of mine, you have seen this before. You saw most of Garnet Dragon done last month, but I did manage to finish him. And actually behind that piece of paper is February's Amethyst Dragon, which some people have seen the digital version of, but I kind of want to keep it a surprise for February 1st. So you can see here the design features a border that goes, it has of course 12 spaces for 12 different dragons. I'm going to pull it up a little closer here. You can see it's Celtic inspired. And I explain in the pattern the reason I chose this color for the floss, a gold, is that I thought it would go well with all the different colors of the dragons and kind of work like a gold setting for a ring or a crown or a necklace or any other necklace that contains the precious stones, and would really set them off well. And the fabric here, it does fit. This is a 28 count Lugana. It's a hand dyed by Picture This Plus. This one is called Gossamer, and it is a stitcher's or a fat eighth, meaning this design does fit on a 13 by 18 piece of 14 count Aida if you're an Aida user, or 28 count linen if you're a linen user, or even weave. And if you choose to go to 16 count, because this kind of scares you a little bit to have only about, I believe that's about 2.5 inches on the sides. If that scares you a little bit, you can move to 16. Your dragons will be tiny and adorable, but it would also fit on the same size fabric. And something that I have already seen with other stitchers who have already purchased and started the pattern is that everyone is picking different flosses and different fabrics to use. What I have here is just a suggestion. That's the way I'm going to stitch mine. I have not used any hand-dyed flosses. This is a hand-dyed fabric to give it a little bit of a flare, but it would look just as nice on a normal solid colored fabric. One of the other features of this, when I put it together, I really wanted to make it a stitch along that most stitchers could participate in and feel like they weren't missing out because they can't afford maybe fancier materials. And people who only stitch on Aida, I didn't want to alienate them either. So these dragons and this pattern actually contain no fractional stitches, and the back stitch, although it does not go square by square and go around each square, it doesn't go. I personally, as a stitcher, don't like when back stitch stretches across multiple squares stitches and you have threads that can become really loose. So I've tried to make it so that the back stitch in these dragons don't go more than 4 stitches up. On the rare occasion it might go 4 stitches up, but most of them only go across 2 stitches. So and like I mentioned, here is garnet. Oh, you maybe saw a sneak peek of amethyst there. But this is the garnet dragon. So there's him up close. You can see that he uses all solid stitches, and you can see the type of back stitching used on him. So let's see, what else did I want to mention? I have some notes here, pardon me. That is about all of the questions that I got so far, I believe. There are 2 more announcements I want to make regarding this stitch along. The first is that I have made an Ingleside Imaginarium Show Off Your Work Facebook group. Right now, of course, it's full of stitchers who are working on the Birthstone Dragons stitch along. However, I'm hoping that in the future it can be kind of a group geared towards sharing sharing your progress on any Ingleside Imaginarium pattern, because I do have quite a few more in my shop, and I of course plan to do more in the future. And I'm going to put the link to the title of the group here, so you can maybe look it up, and then I'll put the link in the description as well if you have trouble finding it. You do need to request membership, and I will kind of investigate your profile a little bit just to make sure that you're not a spammer, and I will accept you in, and you can look at all of the wonderful ways people are stitching this border so far. Oh, that's one more thing I wanted to mention. This first pattern that's being released right now contains the pattern for the entire border, but Garnet Dragon will not be released until the 1st of January. So that way you can get prepared to stitch the rest of the dragons for New Year's Day. And the other thing very exciting that I wanted to mention, and you will get the special code for this in your January copy of the PDF. But Julie at Nifty Needle Nannies has really generously agreed to give a discount to the people who purchase this pattern on any dragon needle minder that she has for sale in her Facebook group. So I will put, of course, her link to her Facebook group here, and that of course is Nifty Needle Nannies, and there will be a special code for you to give to her in the January version of the pattern, so be on the lookout for that. And maybe go there and scope out what she has. She has a lot of really neat dragons. She has a lot of really neat needle minders in general. So if that's your thing, definitely take a look. There will be, of course, all the solid details on that January 1st in that pattern. But keep your eyes open for that. And I think that is all. I honestly have been so overwhelmed already by the response people have had to this pattern. I'm just really excited, and I'm having to restrain myself from, one, releasing January early because I just want to give it to you guys, and two, not releasing all of the dragons. But in real life, I also like surprising people, and so this is part of the reason why a mystery stitch along appealed to me so much, is I like to have secrets and then put them out there and surprise people and see what their reactions are. So thank you to everyone who has purchased the pattern so far. The response has been completely unexpected. I was hoping, maybe 10 people would buy the pattern, but I'm getting into some pretty high numbers, and I'm just astounded. I am actually feeling the pressure a little bit. I think all of the dragons are cute, but I really, really hope that you guys like them as well. And I just can't wait to see everyone stitching them. So with that, I believe I will bring this video to an end. If you have any more questions about the SAL, please feel free to ask in the comments below on this video, or ask me through my Etsy store or through Facebook. Anywhere that you can find me, feel free to ask, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have. Oh, no, that's okay. Yes, any specific other questions you have that I did not answer today, please feel free to ask. And you know me, I have a hard time ending videos always. So what I'll say is thank you once again for the amazing response that my very first mystery SAL has received. And I appreciate all of you who are bearing with me as I'm learning the ropes of this automatic delivery and my PDF editing. But yes, thank you so much once again. And happy stitching to everybody, whether you're stitching my dragons or not. I will be really excited to be sending you all an email January 1st with the very first dragon. So, speaking of dragons, that was my phone. It's a raptor noise. I won't edit that out. I'll just close the video by saying thanks and happy stitching. Bye.